Welcome to Fries on the Side. So on this episode, I spent last night in a Kodiak swag tent, really just a trial run in the backyard. So the little guy is joining me this morning. We got a little fire going and give a review on the tent. So stay tuned. All right, so let's get into it. So this is a one-man Kodiak canvas swag tent that I just got off of Amazon actually a couple days ago, and was itching to get out here and try it out. And so I brought it out last night after I put the kids to bed, set everything up. We went up really with a breeze, honestly, and set up in the dark. Got myself all cozy and had a great night's sleep last night. So the weather was probably in the, I'd say, low 20s. Maybe, I don't think it dipped below 20. Basically had, we'll say, a base layer, a 0-degree sleeping bag inside the tent, and that was it, and I slept completely comfortable. So it gives enough space here for you to kind of shift and move around, but it ultimately makes a nice little envelope of heat, so it works great in the winter conditions. So I'm going to take kind of a couple minutes and talk through couple of the highlights I think of the tent, the goods, the bads, and the lessons learned even from one last night. So let's get into it. All right, so basically you just roll this tent out, and there's, we'll say, 3 of these curved tent poles. 2 get set up on the outside, and then 1 is actually put up on the inside to add some tension in the middle. And then there is 4 places in the corner where you could stake down. And then there's also a couple guy wires that you can kind of pull on these rear flaps here to add tension to the tent. In my case, just being winter, not trying to drive stakes through the frost, I actually bought, it's a tent tension pole, right, actually direct from Kodiak. So I'll link to that as well, so you can grab one of those. So in this case, I was able just to do that. To set up. Now it does, you can tell that the tent isn't super taut with this, but it honestly got the job done. So the material, it's a canvas material. It's really nice. It's actually really soft. And then, in the directions it does say to apply like a silicone, periodically to try to button it up from weather. But you see I got some standing snow on it, and again, it kept me warm and dry. So on the outside, they also have this, I think it's like a heavy plastic foot mat, door mat. In the winter time, this is like a sled, so probably less effective in the winter time. You be careful of it sliding around and stuff, but still a pretty good area to put some stuff. So, boots or whatever. So then on the inside, there's obviously the canvas layer. That rolls up and it zips. You could basically roll the whole thing back, unzip it, and lay it down towards the end. And then there's also a screened layer, which granted in the winter I don't really need, but there was a screen layer. So you could pull the canvas open and really sleep underneath the stars with the screen. The screen again seems pretty solid, nice big zippers. So far I've been pretty impressed with it. Again, on the inside, on the inside, I just slept with my 0-degree sleeping bag, canvas sleeping bag. And then there's a 2-inch foam mattress in the bottom. Again, that stays in there, that can roll up with it. I believe this, basically the sheet or the cover can come off. You can unzip it and wash it when it gets dirty. There's 2 little pockets, enough for like a cell phone and flashlight or something like that in that nature can be dropped in on the sides. There is also a little pocket at the head that when you take the tent down, you can take those tent sticks and they they slide in up front, and also the tension pole fits in there as well widthwise, so they thought through that. And then there's at the head and foot, there's these zipper spaces that you can drop down, screened in area to allow airflow from head to toe. So in conditions like last night, with 20-degree weather, it was actually really warm. So granted, I took the tent from outside, or from inside to outside, so the materials in themselves were relatively warm at that point. But you know, I jumped in right away, cozied up, and I slept, like I said, slept like a champ last night. All right, so overall, I was really impressed last night. Again, I slept really comfortable on this mattress and warm with my sleeping bag. The setup was really quick, I would say within 3-4 minutes. I was, again, really excited about it. I'm excited to kind of use this on a couple of the ventures. Obviously, this would be kind of the things that I would go up on myself, throw it in the back of the Jeep, not bring the teardrop camper. Real quick, easy setup, keeps you warm and dry. I'll potentially look at, you know, adding some sort of awning or something over the top of this, just to kind of keep some of the, you know, the large watershed off of it. But again, overall, I think it was a great experience. So I'm just going to spend a couple minutes here breaking the tent down so you can kind of see how that looks. I am going to leave the 0-degree bag inside, which you'll see that the roll ends up being quite a bit bigger. So I might have to sit on it a little bit, but I'll show you kind of that stuff, and I appreciate you sticking around. I just realized I left my water bottle in there, so I gotta unzip this. Oh. And it's actually in my sleeping bag. So one of the famous tricks, right, is to put water in a plastic bottle or whatever and heat it up, you know, microwave or over the fire, if you will, and throw it in the bottom of your sleeping bag. So kind of put your feet up against this and it really warms you for the rest of the night. So, but I did forget to take it out, so would add some weight, of course.